Hey guys, Lorena Magani here with NewFilmmakers Los Angeles. Today, I'm talking to director Aaron Himelstein about his new film, The Napkin. Let's take a look at a clip from the film.
I think I'm bleeding at night and I don't remember. Did one of you guys put a balled up napkin with blood in it in my room?
Aaron, why don't you give our viewers a brief synopsis of your film, The Napkin?
It's a short film, dark comedy about a late 20s bereft guy who's found himself hosting his best friend's bachelor party in the house that he just inherited from his recently deceased father. So he's a fairly neurotic guy by nature, and just his amorous guests and this mysterious bloody napkin he finds and the mushrooms and everything kind of heightens his spiral into a bit of a meltdown. And it's, fun to watch, I guess, this guy go through the paces.
How did you come up with the idea for The Napkin?
I would say that the story, the genesis of the story was my friend. He inherited his house, his father's house, and threw a party probably a little too soon. He wasn't quite ready to have people around, but I think he wanted to see people and try to move on, and he didn't react in any way close to what the movie portrays. But I think I had a friend of mine, Dove, who stars in the film. I just kept thinking, what if he was the guy that was hosting this party? What if he sort of created his own problems beyond all that? That was just a launching pad for his neurosis to spiral out of control. So that's really where the main idea came from, I think.
Was it an easy transition for you to go from being in front of the camera to being behind the camera?
I started making short films when I was 13 in Chicago, but I was also doing film and theater. So obviously there's a bit of a crossover there because you're working with directors, so you're learning from them and you're being directed, and then you're also making your own films and writing your own scripts. So you're constantly getting to analyze the process, and learn from other people and how they approach the process of building the rehearsal schedules and dealing with, structuring a movie shoot. But I would say that there's very different sides of your brain that are in play when you're doing one or the other. I think when you're acting, you're a bit more vulnerable and you're trying not to use your brain as much. You're trying to feel more. And when you're maybe writing, that sort of comes into play and like really getting to experience each character's point of view. But when you're directing something, it's a very different process.
What was the experience like working with your friends on this film?
No, they brought their A+ game, and I was so thankful for that because, you never know when people are coming out to do a little project that really doesn't have much money involved. I know your friends, you just, you never know what's going to happen. And I would say that everybody got on board and had seen another short that I had done, so they were excited to work on something new. And I think that the idea behind the project was to do something written as a straight comedy, but to play it as a drama. So that was what everybody got excited about, was knowing that down the line it might be funny, but when you're playing it on set, we were going to play it very real and do a lot of backstory and really create these guys like emotional inner lives, and like there's not a lot of exposition, so they have to communicate a lot without talking about oh yeah, remember that time you did this and I mean this to you, and so there's none of that in there. So I think that attracted them to really bring a lot of themselves, and they're amazing. I mean, I'm so lucky to have these guys as friends. Some of us have worked together or been in acting classes together over the last 7, 8, 9 years. So it's kind of second nature for us to work together like that. It's what we're all trying to do. It's what I think everybody wants to do, is be able to create projects with talented people that are also your friends. I mean, it was amazing.
Aaron, do you have any plans to develop this script into a feature film?
No, I mean, I like the short film format. I think it's a really difficult format to to execute, and it's hard to find good shorts, you know, and I think it's a great writing challenge to contain a story, a full story, an arc in 15 minutes, and it doesn't necessarily have to continue, and it doesn't have to start earlier than it started, and it's contained and it works. But I do think that the tone of the movie and the performances and the kind of characters are probably things that I'll explore more down the line, and keep working through some of those themes.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today, Aaron.
Thank you.